All right, hey guys, welcome to episode 2 of the Optic Yellow Podcast. I have a special guest with us here today. We have Zoey Smith, formerly of Choudrant High School and presently of LSU-Eunice. Zoey is a starting catcher for LSU-Eunice in her freshman year. How you doing today, Zoey?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Spending all morning trying to get this setup going, but I think we got it. I think we're ready to go. So, without
Okay.
further ado, we're just gonna jump right into it. You ready?
I'm ready.
All righty. So for the people who don't know you yet, just a little bit about yourself.
Um, um, from the softball point of view, I'm a very loud player. I'm very competitive. I try to be the best leader as I can, which I'm not perfect in any way by no chance. But I try to make everybody feel comfortable and make everybody feel like they can come to me for anything. And outside of softball, um, literally go to school, play softball. I love my family, and that's my life basically.
Any brothers or sisters?
Oh yeah, I have a big family.
Good deal. So never boring when you get a chance to go home.
That's right. That's right.
All right, good deal. So being from Choudrant, Louisiana, what was it like growing up in a smaller town?
I mean, I liked it. There's always pros and cons to everybody knowing your business, but y'all got the community, everybody knew each other, everybody did stuff together, everybody helped the community in different ways. In the school aspect, everybody knew you, everybody had the same stuff going on, so it was very fun. You were very close to a lot of people, and I did like that part of it.
Okay, good deal. So when it comes to softball, when did you realize like, hey, this is fun, this is awesome, this is I can do this.
Uh, I would have to say, like from the get go, I was always like softball all the way. I've never questioned it. I've never was like, oh, is this really what I want to do? But I will have to say, like in seventh grade, that's when I like really started hitting the recruiting process and was like, okay, like this is getting real. I gotta, like in the next few years, I gotta get going to, figure out what I want to do with my college path and stuff like that.
Good deal. And so you've been going to small school. You started as a seventh grader, right, for the varsity team?
I did.
Okay, that's craziness. All right, so now
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you. I need 3 words now. Don't give me any more than these 3 words. So
Okay.
in 3 words, describe me your game.
Okay. I would say competitive, grittiness, and hardworking.
All right, I
That's
like
what
it.
I'm.
Um,
Yeah.
I I would add in bomber, but we're gonna get to that later. We're gonna get to it a little bit later.
If you say so.
All right. So as far as your softball career, so when did you start? Did you play travel ball at all?
I did. I played travel ball since I
Okay. Who did
was like 6 years old.
Okay, who did you play for?
Uh, my first team was LA Rippers.
Okay, where were they based out of?
We were based out of Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay. Now, as
Yes.
far as I know that travel ball has a lot to do with like the recruiting process.
Mhm.
Where did you play as you got older? Once you started kind of getting into that recruiting cycle, did you play on any national level teams or anything like that?
I did play for Thunderbolts, and I had a Renata Davis was my coach. She was a big impact to me. She knew a lot about the game. And then after that team, I went to Impact Gold, which was a great team. And Robbie Tate was my coach. And without those two coaches, I honestly don't know where I'd be because they impacted me in a lot of different ways. They knew the game very well. They pushed me to be a lot harder. I mean, like they pushed me to do hard things, which I feel like made me a better player and prepared me for the college level. And so yeah,
Okay, so those are two big names, Thunderbolts and Impact Gold. I think Jazz Jackson over there in Texas is running Impact Gold now, so
yeah,
definitely a good organization.
yep.
What would you say your biggest goal coming into college right now as a freshman? What do you think your biggest goal is there?
I would just say my biggest goal is just getting as much playing time as I can, but obviously being a selfless teammate and doing whatever I can to help my team. Whether it's catching a bullpen for the game, whether it's you know, being a DP, whether it's catching, whether it's, doing anything I can. But I would say my ideal
Okay.
goal is just to get as much playing time as I can.
That is a great first goal. See the field, right?
Oh, right, right. Got to take some small steps at a time.
All right. So since we're talking about college, why LSU-Eunice?
Oh goodness, I love this question. Like from the moment I started my recruiting process, I always heard like LSUE was a great school, and Olivia Hennon, she went to Choudrant, and she had a very successful time here, and she always told me good things about it, and I came to a lot of camps here, and I just fell in love with the campus, fell in love with the coaches. The coaching were very welcoming. They love I could just tell they love their players as their own kids, and the community's small, which that's I came from a small town, so it was very. I knew it was going to be very easy for me to transition over, even though it is 3 hours away from home. Um, but I would have to say the coaches and the community and being right here and with a lot of different stuff around us, I feel that's the best. That's what brought me here the most.
Okay. Now I know with my college experience, I moved from Louisiana to Nebraska, so
Yeah.
I was a long ways away, so didn't get to see people a whole lot. But in
Mhm.
your situation, you're 3 hours from home. So is
Mhm.
it a good thing that they can get to you in 3 hours, or how are we dealing with that?
Yeah, I would have to say 3 hours is like the perfect. I wouldn't want to go 4. I mean, 2 would be fine, but I mean, like, I I like the fact that I get to be away from home, but it's also not like a big old trip for me to get back home if I need anything, And it's convenient for my family to a certain extent. I know the trip can be exhausting, but like it's way better than a 4 or 5 hour trip, and it's like a straight away like from here to my town, so it's a very convenient
Now,
area.
have you had a chance to have any hometown crowd show up there for you yet? I know it's early in the season still.
No, just my family. That's about it. We've
Okay,
had this week is the first time we played at home, so
good deal. And how did that go for you? You said this weekend you had a homestand.
yes, we played 8 games this week.
Okay, okay. How'd you guys come out of that?
Oh, we did 7-1. We did great.
Ooh, nice, very good.
Yeah,
All
yep,
right,
yep.
so with college softball still in our minds right now, what would you say the biggest difference between, you know, the feelings and how everything went your senior year to now being in college playing as a freshman? What do you say the biggest difference in the games at both of those levels is?
The two words I would say is intensity and the competitiveness. It's like a completely different level. You have to be much faster. You have to anticipate more. You have to like and you're playing people that's on the same level as you, and everybody has the same goal, and so it's a much more intense environment and atmosphere.
Have you had have you had a chance to bump into anybody you played on the travel ball circuit or maybe in the playoffs or something like that in high school yet?
No, not yet. I know I will in the future though.
Okay.
We have some people
And
that are going to be on our schedule.
you do have one of your high school rivals is actually on the same team as you right now, right?
Yes, Anna Kate Miller. She is.
Okay, there you go. All right. So, what surprised you the most from the time you got on campus, even before you started doing softball practices and stuff? From the time you got on campus as a college athlete to now, what has been the biggest like? Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that, or kind of surprise to you?
Yeah, honestly, like I expected to be like very hard, which it is. It's very hard in like the schedule, but I didn't expect me to be able to adjust as fast as I did to it, honestly. And because our schedule was like slam patch, like coming in, that's kind of stressful. As an athlete, you're like, oh my goodness, like things are fixing to change. But honestly, as an individual, I feel like that I took on all the things very well, and it's really helped me like learn how to be more responsible as an athlete and prioritize my time for what I need to do for softball and school.
Okay. So it sounds like you made a pretty seamless transition from high school athlete to college athlete. And I would actually say that you've made a pretty smooth transition to the field as well.
Mhm.
Thanks to your mom, we are all aware that you've been on fire down
Yes.
there at the plate.
Yes.
So what's been clicking for you?
I don't know. I just like I coming to Eunice. Our coaches, we have amazing coaches, and they really preach on mindset. And it's real. Like I've always like been more like a positive person. I've tried to like try to be more positive when playing softball because I know it's a very like failing sport, which I've had my times. But overall, I tried to be positive as I can. And like coming here, they really emphasized it, and we like read this book called The One Truth, and we learned a lot of things of how to help with like outside coming in and things like that. And I just have this mindset of I'm here for a reason. I can do it, or I wouldn't be here. Like I can get it next time. Try to stay positive, and so that's just my main thing. Because I personally, I feel like if like you dwell on the negative things, it's and the outcome is not going to be any better. And so personally, I just think positive, positive, positive.
All righty. So you hear that, young athletes, when your coaches are telling you to keep it positive all the time. It's
Mhm.
not just a saying. You got high
Right,
level college athletes doing the same thing.
right, exactly.
All right. So as far as your approach at the plate, so when you step in, you got your mindset ready, right? You step in for your approach. Are you hunting pitches early? Are you trying to work the count, or is it somewhere in between?
Personally, I'm a person that likes to work the count. I feel like that I do better, like seeing a few pitches before I I mean, unless it's just like, perfect. I feel like I do better seeing a few pitches before I attack the ball. And like my mindset going in is just to attack, to catch the ball out in front. And like where the pitch is at, I mean, obviously it's got to be a strike, but I mean, I look more inside. But after I see a few pitches, I'm more confident deep in the count to attack the ball in the strike zone.
Okay. So playing the catcher position, you obviously see a lot of pitches. You get to see the movement from behind the plate and so forth.
Mhm.
Do you think that helps when it comes to hitting?
Right, yeah, I think it helps tremendously, honestly. But like again, I don't always get to catch. Like these past two games, I just DP'd, and so that's when seeing a few pitches and working the count a little bit does help. But I will have to say, I feel like individually, I can see the ball better, like coming out of the pitcher's hand by the spin of the ball because I've caught so many different pitchers and stuff. So it's easier for me to recognize the pitch.
So since we started off saying you're on fire, let's go ahead and hear some of the stat line there. I know what do you got, 3 4 home runs in the first week and
Uh,
a half of the season.
yes, three.
Okay. Do you happen to know what that batting average is looking like?
I do not. I do
All
not.
right. Well, I will say I don't have it. I don't have the number either, but I've been watching the highlights, and in every game is some RBIs and at least 1 to 2 hits. So I'm gonna ballpark it at about 375 400 for you. Is what I
Mm.
would guesstimate. But yeah, definitely on fire down there. So with regards to the home runs you hit, tell me about the one that's been the best one in your mind so far.
I would say, let's see. I would say in our game, I think it's 2 games ago. I hit a home run and it scored. It was a 3-run homer, and it scored 3 runs. Obviously, um, and that was my game. I ended up getting 4 RBIs, and we had 8 runs that game, and we won the game 8-7. And I just feel like that's the one that stood out to me the most because we really needed those runs.
Okay, now gotcha. So the more team first mentality, I love it. So
Yes, yes.
is that the one? I think I saw one. You hit one off the sign in left center field. Is that the one that bounced off the sign in left center, or is that a different one?
I honestly, I don't know. Maybe
you're like I'm
I.
in the moment. I'm in the
Yeah, I
moment.
don't know. Honestly, I do not remember.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
We'll keep up the bragging for you. We'll keep posting and bragging on your behalf.
Okay.
So so I know you said you hadn't played the catcher position a lot this season so far, but in the few times that you have, what would you say would be probably one of the tougher parts of catching that people may not know about?
I would say framing. I would say framing is a very hard part. I feel like the older you get, the more important that is. And also, I feel like your relationship with the pitcher is like the hardest thing to. It's the hardest, but the easiest thing to, you know, to like develop. But I feel like it's very important. And obviously, blocking. I mean, I feel like all aspects of catching is very challenging, you know. But if you can just do the little things, I feel like that helps a lot.
Good deal. So speaking of chemistry with the pitchers, how would you go about building that? What are some of the things that you guys try to do?
I try to like, I really emphasize like when they do something good, I let them know, and I just do whatever I can to make them feel like they can trust me, and I try to talk them up. I try to, you know, ask them if they're doing okay. Like like I pay attention to bullpens and stuff, and like what I've learned throughout the years. Like I try to, if I see a pitch that's not working, I can tell them something that I think, like knowing it might not be the right thing, but just to show them that I'm here for them and then I'm trying to help them and stuff like that.
But yeah, definitely them knowing that you have their back is an important part of that process. So
Mhm.
loving to hear that. So from a catching perspective, what is the one pet peeve you have? Something that a batter does that you're just like, man, please stop.
A batter.
Yeah,
Uh, let's see. I think as a catching, like a batter and runner, or just like a batter in the box.
either
Okay,
one.
I would have to say like a delay steal, or like when I'm trying to pick somebody off and they run to the next base, like they I forget what you call that. Advance, like like me throwing behind the runner. That just gets on my nerves. I'm like, just
Being
stop back to
sneaky
the
on you.
bag. Yeah, yeah. I would have to say that's what aggravates me the most, but there's sometimes nothing you can do about it. It's my fault most of the time.
Gotcha. So I have about 5 or 6 questions here. We're gonna do rapid fire style, right? So
Okay.
I'm gonna ask them. You just answer the first thing that comes to your mind, and then we'll move to the next one. So we got about 5 or 6 of them. Okay, good with that?
Okay. I'm ready.
All right, good deal. So what? Wait. First of all, I should ask: do you guys do walk up songs over there?
We do.
Okay. So what is your walk up song right now?
This is a good one. Peanut butter jelly time.
All right. So what is your favorite pregame snack?
I would have to say fruit.
Any particular fruit?
Like grapes and strawberries and bananas is the ideal few.
Gotcha. Favorite softball memory growing up?
Mm. I would have to say high school, my sophomore year, winning the semifinal, no, winning the quarterfinal game against Holden, the number one team, and we were number nine to go to state, and that's the only time I was able to experience that. So I feel like that was a very solid memory. But I've had many of them.
Okay. Would you rather hit a walk-off home run or throw somebody out to win the game?
I would have to say a walk-off home run.
Yeah, that was pretty easy. I should have made that tougher. Walk-off home run definitely tops
I
everything.
mean, it is a good question, but I mean, just the intensity of the walk-off home run, I think would be good.
Definitely. Hardest pitcher uh, type to face? Would it be as a hitter? So you're the hitter.
Mhm.
If you're hitting, would it be harder to face a pitcher that throws hard, a pitcher that has some movement, or a pitcher that can spin it really well? It has a nice tight spin in space.
I would say spin. A very spinny pitcher is the hardest pitcher to adjust to, I think.
And then lastly, the best thing about being from North Louisiana.
Um, I would have to say the best thing about being from up north is being able to experience the different life down south, honestly. Like, because I've come to Eunice and it's so different down here, honestly. The way people talk, the different religions that are down here that aren't up there, like all different kinds of things. I've learned a lot more about the South people. So being from the north and getting to see the different stuff that's like right by me, like, I'm 3 hours away from home and it's still very different. I think that's the best thing.
Okay. And I imagine you've had a chance to get some really good food while you're down there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm all about some good food.
Good deal. All right, so we're gonna wrap up just with a few questions about just kind of where you're trying to trend to moving forward, and maybe some goals you have for the future. So as far as your freshman season, is there anything that you kind of pinpointed that you're like, hey, before the end of the year, I would love to be better at this?
I would say I would want to be like with I'm gonna say from the catching standpoint, I would want to be able to like be quicker. That's what I'm really trying to work on is being quicker, like transfer and stuff like that. I mean that's my biggest goal because I feel like that's what I struggle at the most right now is my quickness behind the plate.
And what message would you give to younger players from small towns like yourself that want to play college ball or play at the next level?
I would say just take every moment. Don't take any moments for granted because you never know what might happen and it goes by very fast. But also have fun while you do it because there's no point in being upset. I mean, I understand it's frustrating, but just have a positive mindset, be as positive as you can, and just get the next one if you mess up on the first one. That's my advice to y'all.
Good deal. That's some very good advice. Keep it
Mm-hmm.
moving.
Oh yeah.
Keep it moving.
Yep. All gas, no brakes.
And it's for. There you go. I like that one. I'm gonna steal that one. That one.
Oh yeah.
And what can we expect from you for the rest of the season?
You can expect me to always be there and to bring life to the team. That's my goal. Every day at practice, every game, I try to bring life. I'm very loud. I try to cheer, try to bring everything up, bring everybody up. So that's what I'll always be here for, no matter what. If I'm not playing, if I'm not doing this, if I'm catching a bullpen, I'll always be cheering for my teammates.
All right, good deal. Well, that's all I got for you today, Zoey. Thank you for coming on the Optic Yellow podcast. For all of you guys watching this, just so you know, last 3 or 4 games, maybe before that, Zoey's been hitting in that cleanup spot. So, LSU unit, not a tough ticket to get down there and check her out, watch some games, and enjoy some softball. So again, thank you for coming on, and appreciate your time, and we'll be seeing you again soon.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Hey everyone, I really appreciate you tuning into the podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you can get notifications for future podcast episodes to come. Thanks again for your support.